My guest today is Dr. Mark Newton. Dr. Newton is president of Newton's Law and a tenured professor at Gwinnett Technical College. Dr. Newton focuses on workforce development, from professional developing and employee retention to customer service, sales training, and career enhancement seminars. Dr. Newton provides answers to the growing challenges of workforce development. Mark, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Mark, you suggest that the American workforce is facing serious challenges in terms of skilled workers. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's the problem we have right now is that a lot of our employees, we have to compete with other countries as well as other companies. So it's becoming more and more competitive. We need to make sure all organizations have a workforce that is constantly learning, growing with the company, but more importantly, being competitive with all the other countries and all the other companies out there.
Tell us about some of the workforce strategies that you do implement in organizations.
Well, it all is based on leadership. It starts with leadership. And what we try to do with leadership is create a culture that encourages growth, encourages learning, not just from leaders, but also from employees. You know, as a leader, what we have to do is we have to model learning. If we don't model learning, then it's difficult for employees to take the initiative to go out and become better at what they do, because it really focuses on the employees. We want to make sure that when we take a look at the company, it's creating that culture that is constantly growing, but also it's enjoyable to be around. It's enjoyable because they really encourage you.
I understand that you work with both organizations as well as individuals. What do you do for individuals?
Well, individuals do a lot of career enhancement seminars, but also I deal with a lot of employees who are not afraid to take the big jump to learning new skills. One thing I always tell my students, and I always talk about the importance of making sure that you are more employable than you were a year ago. Constantly learning and growing. I always tell my students, I have a 68-year-old student who is absolutely terrific, and because she is just so excited about her future and so excited about learning new things. I always say in my class that learning is the fountain of youth, and it really is quite true.
It does keep you sharp.
Absolutely.
Now, the name of your company is based on a philosophy. What's that philosophy?
It's called Newton's Law, and law stands for L-A-W, stands for learning, achieving, and winning. Learning is creating an environment where people are not afraid to learn, because when you learn, you achieve more. And that's what companies it's all about, is achieving and results and growing your company, making profit and making money, and that's all about achieving. And when you achieve, you create a winning organization. People love to work for winners. A lot of people don't support losing football teams or losing baseball teams because they don't want to be associated with losing teams. Well, just like companies. Employees and customers want to be associated with winning organizations.
As a follow-up to that, I saw that your doctorate from the University of Georgia is in adult education. Now, how does that play into what you do with companies?
It was a great program, and one thing that we really focused on in the whole program was about the excitement of learning. A lot of people have a lot of negative connotations when they think of learning through bad experiences in high school or even elementary school and even in college. But when you create an environment as an adult, your learning has changed. And as an adult, what happens is that you get excited about, oh, look what I learned today. And when all of a sudden you learn a new software program, or you learn a new particular type of a way to do something, and that excitement is part of creating that learning culture. And as an adult, we change, especially the ways that we learn. Taking responsibility for learning is a very key factor in everyone's development.
Mark, you talk about going into a company and invigorating that company. I'm sure our viewers want to hear more about that.
Well, what we try to do is inject enthusiasm and energy into a company. We want to make sure through this learning process, people learn how to do their jobs better. They learn new programs. They contribute to the success of the company. And this contribution helps invigorate companies to grow and to learn and have a lot to look forward to. Take a look at a tree. A tree, when a tree stops growing, it dies. And so it's same with the company. You want to make sure with a company it is growing and doing new things, because it's difficult to be competitive if the company, as well as their employees, do not grow and to get excited about their future.
Right. Even in times like this, they should continue doing that. It's
Absolutely.
probably the perfect time
It's the
to
best
invest
time,
in that.
right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Great.
We have to keep competitive. We're not going to be in business.
All right. Mark, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
We've been talking with Dr. Mark Newton. This is Diane Bogino, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time on Georgia Business Notes.